My name's Farley. Welcome to Ad Astra Draconis. And yep, we are playing more Cobblemon in Minecraft today. Sorry for a bit of a late start. Had a few things run over that I didn't intend. But so what are we doing today? Well, we're gonna stay in the village and we're gonna start prepping to make some improvements to it. I think that was something I mentioned yesterday's stream. It's about time that we start really just laying a bit of groundwork, literally and figuratively, and even metaphorically, probably. We're going to make better roads around the town using the existing pathways. We're going to look at boundary lines and see where do we want to put fencing in, where do we want to cut things off, where do we want to do better lighting. That's going to be like the really important bit. And obviously we want to have plenty of space for all of the iron golems that spawn around as well. We don't want to get rid of them. But yeah, so it's staying home, or at least at home base, with the exception of this one here map. This is just a regular treasure map that we picked up yesterday when we were exploring. I do kind of want to go find that, but we will also need to clear out a lot of space in our bags. We were very successful in finding a whole bunch of stuff. Not so much a couple of the fossils that we actually needed, though, which is typical. So first, let's drop the fossils off, so we have them saved. Then we're going to go find a close point to this map location and see if we can dig up the treasure chest. And then we will come straight back and work on the village. Because I would like to really get going with that. Oh, one thing we picked up while we were out and about were a couple of bookshelves, which I wanted for in here. So put another one in there. I think we wanted like one here. There we go. So that's a little bit of progress over there. So this is our little fossil area. We got a whole bunch on display. We are missing the claw fossil, and I think it's the armor fossil. But yeah, so we need to find those, which is proving quite troublesome. Typical, eh? But otherwise, we've got all the others. We've more or less hatched them all. So it might be we need to go into a few jungles. We definitely need to go into a couple of swamps and see if we can find the dig points there, because I think those might have a couple of the ones we were looking for. It's hard to say, though. But also we have posture blocks. These I need to put in the Magic Carp Reserve Pond. But a couple of little things of note is I do finally have some emotes for my channel. So followers should find they've got a bunch available to them. And there's also some subscriber exclusive emotes. But I thought folks would like the high emote. And a lurk emote as well. And hopefully I'll be able to add some more. I also bought some very cute 8-bit badges of EV and different evolutions. So when people decide they're going to... Oh, what are you doing over here, mate? Come on. You're taking a dip, is it? Come on. That's like that right there. That is a reason we need to put some walls up. Like you can't trust them. They're just going to go out of their way to drown themselves. Anyway, so we got the Magic Carp Pond over here. And that's where we need to put these posture blocks. So it's a case of where under the water is going to be a good spot to spawn Magikarp. So one that might be good is actually here. So we put that there. And then what happens is there is a points redemption option, which is temporarily cheaper, but will still take a little while to get, where people can claim their points to name one of a bunch of Magikarp that I caught. They're all fairly high IV level. They were obtained during my shiny Pokemon hunt for shiny Magikarp. So I figured naming them would be a fun thing to do for my followers and my subscribers. Now that I'm an affiliate and I have the option. So I don't really want to put them under there, but we've got deep cavern there. But still not a bad idea. And if we do this, that's going to be a good spot, I think, and when we can interact with it. And as you can see, these are all the magic carp that we have the option to name. So you've got their natures and the IV level there. So we've got like 98s, 94s. I think the lowest is 93. But so yeah, we just put a few of these down. So we've got one over there, one there. Let's do one over this side here. We can do that by... what's a good place to sneak this in? Here, maybe. There we go. And then we've got the one that's here. So let's put one in this corner as well. What's a good... There we go. So that is now all prepped for the future. But, like, I really liked how granite looks in this, like, cut, polished state. And I think we're going to use this along with mud, packed mud that is, to replace these streets with much more solid roads. But also want to think about, like, do we want to replace houses? Do we want to add houses? I feel like we probably do, just to have a bit more space and also to maybe make it a little easier to get around with certain professions as well. But we'll see. It's a good little village, and we certainly want to update the default Pokemon Center. While the build type is very telling, I figured, like, we can change these walls, we can make this prettier, we can get some concrete out, we can get some wood colors out, we can make it look a bit better than this, you know? So that'll be on the cards. But first, before we get really stuck in doing that, we're going to find a place near this treasure map and finish that up before we get stuck in. So, looking at this, we know, looking on our ginormous map, that we were busy exploring up around here yesterday. Because we found a third shipwreck cove. We got a sus village with zombies, but that was a different day. But we had all up here. We were going all around. We found a whole bunch of different water spots to dig at, but didn't get the things we were looking for. But we found lots and lots of treasure chests and a couple of nice biome options along the way. So let's go to Krakrestar and see if that... Did I not? There we go. So now we are actually in the far north of it. So that means this is somewhere between, like, maybe around here, maybe? So let's go to Moraract. And again, now we're too far south. That's interesting. So it's somewhere in between. So, let's see. Let's go Stone Edge. Stone Edge being over here. So we more like to be a bit further up here. So we've got an ocean monument, we've got ruins to excavate. Marklocred. Let's do Marklocred. And again, we're still really far south in the opposite direction. That's getting really odd, but in a fun kind of way. So let's do... And then hope we don't run out of juice for teleports. Here we go. So we got this lovely little savannah village. And I still love these lush building locations. The sort of the lush stone arches. And this was, what's the name? Luke Zerd. So we've got the waypoint booked on there. And it looks like we need to fly north from here, so... That's what we're going to do. Fly north, not south. It did look like we needed to go northwest. So that's what we'll do. This is an Arcaria? Arcaria Savannah. And I love the trees here. They're so cool looking. Then is this... I think this is just an orchard with a prairie over here. It's got the river, we've got an orchard, and then the prairie. Like, I love the mix of biomes and the way they flow together. So the mod pack I used to, or rather the mods that I used to generate the terrain did a really good job. Alright, so now we're going a bit too far south. Oh! We're on track. So we're a lot closer than I thought we'd be. Here we go. It's possible we found this already. Because this beachfront feels very familiar. And we have. Alas. Oh well. Doesn't hurt to have found it again, so... And we've got a village right over here. Now, what I don't think we have is a waypoint over here. So I remember coming over here and being like, it's surprisingly big, but there's no waypoint, and I don't think we dropped one. Or did we? No, we did drop one. But I didn't write it down which one it was. So this is Savannah Gower. Oh, Sillage? No, it's a village. There we go. Now we can go home. So we've got that all marked off in our waypoints list and on our map markers. Of which we have many, many rainbow colours. And I can turn those on and turn those off as needed. Thank goodness for that. Now... Alright, let's see. Let's get some things sorted first. Let's get rid of a few bows by combining them all together. We can put that in there. So a number of things you pick up over time that you don't necessarily pay attention to. And sure, you can just delete them, but sometimes it's just easier to combine them all. And if we do that, where are the boots in here? Ah, feather falling one boots. But they're enchanted, which makes it a problem. Now we've got some hay bales. Let's put these in here. Currently playing music-wise one of the newer playlists from the Minecraft channel. It's very peppy, very poppy. It's quite fun. It is called Pixel Drift. It says their Pixel Drift album. It's on their list of stream safe music. So I'll put a link to that in the VOD upload. So let's put those in there. We've had a whole bunch of these come through. That's excellent. And we still have many, many salmon left. For anyone wondering, I got a lot of salmon when I was doing the magic carp hunt. Given I took out a good 1,000 or so magic carp along the way, that's not really that surprising, but it all adds up. That's the part that always catches me off guard. So let's put... Oh, that can go over here. Looks like we hit the cap on that, so... I think that's in the wrong... There we go. That goes in there. Oh. I'm going to break this and it's going to be full of random bits and bobs. Put the apples and the carrots away. Then we've got coins. Let's condense all these down. There we go. So one thing we might do is put a gilded chest in every village house. We certainly got enough of them. We don't need that down in our... Oh. There we go. Don't need that down in our storage room is what I was going to say. Although we're probably going to need some more chests as time goes on. Or in the very least I need to start being a bit less fussy about wood colours and combining them all. Now, I took these with me instead of leaving them behind as I intended. Now, for anyone who checked out our stream from yesterday, we did have a bit of an explosion, which was not intended. But anyway, we've got fossilized drake, fossilized fish, fossilized dino, fossilized bird. So we've got all the fossils there. We've got the classic Kanto fossils over here. So we've got one of everything. And then, so it's just the two outstanding over here. Then here, in this chest, we've got all the ones that we can put in and revive for ourselves. Now, what I need to do is... Where did I put my... Aha! Pokedex. So we're currently at 577 seen, 556 caught. That's pretty darn good progress, if you ask me. So, what I need to do is... I'm trying to remember if it's... Are they Sinnoh? That doesn't seem right. Because there are certain fossil Pokemon... I don't remember which region they're from, because they're not Kanto and Johto, or rather. What's it? These guys? No. Let's just double check. What gen am I thinking of? Arctozolt was Generation 8. So that is Sword and Shield. So that would be Galar then. So we have Dracozolt, but not Arctozolt. So which combination of... So we need bird and dino for Arctisol, I believe. So I'll take a bird and dino for that. Put them in here. Stack them on top of each other, and off we go. So I have a Dracozolt, and we're going to get an Arctozolt. Then we need to get, I think it's a Dracovish and an Arctovish. So we're going to need... So which one do we have already? So we got Dracozolt, so we don't need that. We need Dracovish. So that's Drake and bird. Do I have it's Drake and fish. So I need to hopefully find some more water fossils in time, but that is a worry for another day. Now we've got a whole bunch of berries we've picked up as well as a bucket. Now we've got a host of these, which we need to drop off upstairs to get the potion length extended. So we're going to do that now. Again, up here and the middle floor need decorating. They are berry themed. Right, and then do I have just a regular? No, they're all 8-minute ones there. So these are all water. Eight minute honey bottle, empty glass bottle. Okay. So water bottle, water bottle. I feel like I'm missing a bottle that's in there, isn't it, really? So, okay. Eight minute. Night vision potions are all 8 minutes, and that was with... Did I say redstone? Oh, we gotta find out. See if your girl remembers anything about mixing and matching things for that kind of stuff. But yes, we've got like a whole bunch of different items that we've picked up that we need to drop off in-house. There we go, 8 minutes. So we take the orchid potion back, put these in, 3, and then... Because I think I'm going to put these in here for now, because I think we are going to definitely be coming back at some point to those shipwreck coves, and we've got several that are underwater. So whether we like it or not, we're going to need a bit of extra water breathing for our troubles. But we don't have any pufferfish, or at least don't seem to have caught any recently. We'd have to check maybe a couple of the barrels around to see if we stashed them anywhere, but it would seem we don't have any on hand. We've got invisibility, night vision. Might need a couple of the night vision potions, so let's take one of those. So 4 of each should be enough for now. Let's just sort this and then move a few things here. Smithing template can go here as well. Feathers. Hope is the thing with the feathers. So now we'll go drop these back into the house into our collection backpacks. And hopefully, now that we've added some lighting to the top of the building, we won't get any more surprise creepers dropping down at us from on high. That was extremely unpleasant. At worst, I'll need to just breed like a whole bunch of our sheep and make some carpets to put down on top of things, so it stops things spawning. But we shall see. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of items that allow for evolution. And if this was competitive, I'd be quite happy with the collection, but it is not. So, no, that stays with me, because that's our get out of jail card when times are tough. So let's check again. We've got that. So put the potions away. Flowers in here? Yes. No, herb in there. And put those in there as well. All the coal in there. Now, where do I put my armor trims? Is it in here? Here. Oh my goodness. You know, the fact... I blocked off my nether portal. There is carpet down to stop things spawning in there. Doesn't matter. They still come through. It's a little bit annoying. Just a little bit, but it's still annoying. I've probably missed a trick and not done something that needs doing, is what it is. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of bowls. Got more flowers. Alright, that was a new flower I didn't have yet. Those go in there. Make a whole bunch of these. Some coins in there, of course. Where does the TNT go? So that's the real question. Where did I put it all? It's in the main backpack? No, it's not. Okay. There we are. I'm sure it's completely fine in close proximity to all of that stuff. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, while I get on with the oh-so-fun job of organising my inventory, what have folks been up to? I'd love to hear what have people been enjoying in their own personal worlds. Have you been working on anything, any special projects, any secrets, any long-term projects that are finally coming to fruition, or they're at the ugly stage of development? They're just a real pain to work on. Like, what are you doing? I'd love to hear. And we got Heart Remedy. Got some of these. Let's put... maybe not. So, plant, put these in here. We'll take the mason table and we'll put that in this backpack. Oh, sus stew and some empty maps. armadillos. There we go. More maps. Always good for when you want to map things out in the village. Nope. You tab for a second to check something, and of course it goes, nope, don't like that. We have a jump boost for all of 5 seconds. Alright, so we got more stuff here. So we've got some raw cod we can put away. Prismarine crystals, another sus stew. A clock! Brought to you by B-dubs. So we've got some roast chicken put away there. I'll put the vivichoke seeds in here too. We're slowly getting a tiny stash of prismarine crystals. With the number of ancient ocean monuments we found, we should probably start considering maybe doing a raid on one. It'd be quite handy to have sponges, for one. And then look up, what do you need for a prismarine farm? Because prismarine is a very pretty block. Alright, so what have we got? We've got a bow. So we've got more crossbows here. Got a whole bunch of mending fishing rods. A couple of iron pickaxes. Our collection of boats for catching Pokemon in. Let's put these all the way, shall we? Only one so far has been enchanted, which is interesting. And we'll find a trial chamber to use those in, I'm sure. Now, where do we want to put the clock? Because we could make an item frame and like put it on the door here. I kind of like the idea of that. So let's see. Where's our leather? Where are all the sticks? Surely I have some sticks around here somewhere. Hopefully that's enough to make an item frame. Hey. Yeah, I just want that. Put this there. There we go. So it's still morning, as you can tell, because the sun is slowly ticking on over. We just slept. So let's see now. Gold. The Swift Sneaks 2 surprised me, I have to admit. I was not anticipating that. Bit of paper. Bit of moss. Sea pickles. Where was I keeping my sea pickle? I think it was downstairs. Let's go down. So this is the storage room I made quite some time ago. And I do think we'll probably need to consider expanding it. Which is not a bad thing. Up a level. There we are. I've got all these random logs over here. So I think the fir logs can go there. Where did I put the dead wood? There we go. There we go. There's the sea pickles. So we don't need so much stone on us, but I do think we're going to be out of room over here for it. If not now, then certainly soon enough. So this will be a material we make good use of very soon, because yeah, we are full. We are full on stone. A little bit of a first. Not necessarily a bad thing. And we got deadhorn coral, some rocky stone, which I'm a fan of. So let's put some of these away. I'm not sure where to put the deadhorn. I'm going to put it here for now. I don't know if we'll keep it here. But in the short term, I mean, it works. Mossy stone. That's that there. Here. Part of me is like, well, aren't you going to just pull that all out again? Mostly the granite, probably. And diorite, not so much. I do love me some andesite, but I definitely don't get much of it. First, gravel. Sandstone. Wrong place for it. Right place for it? There we go. Always surprises me when I have far less cobblestone than I do stone. Because that's definitely the reverse of when you're getting started with a new world. You always end up with a ton of cobblestone. That's not a bad thing. Just surprises me is all. Where's our... There we go. Fir log. We can have the sapling there. Basalt. Is it just regular? Yeah. We got obsidian, so put that in there. In some ways, this is a good way to remind myself, like, just where did you put all your stuff? Right, so regular ice, we've just got compressed ice and blue ice, and then we can put some regular ice there. There's that one. Andesite. Cut andesite. Where's the tough? There we go. Tough is a good block. I'm really glad they added more cup versions for it. Because it was really underutilized in prior patches. What do we got? Do we have any sand in here is the question. Well, that's a thought. We can do dripstone as well, because that looks like quite a nice block next to granite. And clay, where are you? Gravel, ash. Aha! So yes, a whole bunch of organising. Rocky stone. Let's put the scoot in here for now. Andesite is here. Followed by making sure I've got space in my bags is good because it means I won't get confused later while I'm organising things for around the village. I say, crossing my fingers and hoping that's the case. So we've got basalt, we've got deep slate, we've got some diorite. I've got mangrove roots, we've got magma blocks. Let's put the magma blocks away because I definitely know they're over here somewhere. Aha, here we go. I think deep slate was cobbled over here, and then regular deep slate. It's basalt, where is it? No, that was also over here. Diorite was over here. I think diorite gets a lot of unnecessary hate, to be honest. Like, is it the best block in the world? No. But, like, you can get it cut quite nicely. It's got its place, you know? And polished, it looks quite nice, I think. Terracotta, terracotta, terracotta. So where did I put chalk? Did I not put it anywhere? Alright, let's put it here for now. It's got orange terracotta. Ye average terracotta. And brown. Red sandstone. Put a bunch of netherrack in there. I feel like dripstone I do have somewhere. Is it over? No, surely not. Orange sand, that'll do. Gravel, ash. There we go, dripstone. And we actually have stone buttons. We can put the rails away in here because we're not going to need them again for a little bit. Let's put these in here along with those. Kelp, saplings, saplings. Kelp? Where's the kelp? Oh, wait, no, it's kelp. Right, spruce saplings, and then we've got... I used to have so much more wood in here, but funny thing about building is you use it up. Ain't that a stinker? Go through there. So apologies to anyone expecting something very exciting to be happening. But we are getting just this out of the way so we can properly concentrate on the village without... mostly without me distracting myself. I'm sure anyone who's stopped by a time or two knows just how easily distracted I can get if I don't concentrate on a specific mission. So this is all sand. Let's do that. Oh, we're actually full up on sand. Wonderful. So I guess we can turn these all into sandstone. guess that'll stay in here. Okay, snowballs out. Take the oak, the trapdoors, and I think for now we can leave most of the rest of this. Figure out. Ah, no, I know where the quarrying obsidian goes. That's fine. It's fine. Oh, night again already. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the map in a moment. Oh, that's not quite what we wanted to look at. Where are we? Well, it thinks about loading up where we are, which is over here. Like, I cut sort of a line through where my territory started and where the village originally was. So what we have here is we want to maybe continue doing something similar to the wall we have here for the roundabout boundaries. And the question becomes, where do we sort of have the cutoff points? Like, should I build... Like, I do feel I need to cut this area off here because the villagers are constantly going down here and up and round, getting themselves in a great deal of trouble. So really, we don't want them going over here. So we'll want to probably have a wall along here, maybe? But we do have this patch of water, which we saw they happily fall into. And I don't really want to fill it in, so we're going to leave that alone. So we have two options. I can make a little bridge over and then just like designate this a section of the village and put a wall up just to fence this bit off. Or I do a straight fence along here and also up and around the back here as well. But we need to like maybe swing around this bit here to cut it off fully. And then then it's a case of them falling in and out of the water where the Magikarp pond is. Making a boundary over here, not so difficult. I think I like kind of keep... They don't... for anyone who's not aware, that I have a little bit of internalized lore of all the bits of white calcite that are on the beach shores of the river around here are gift from an unknown Pokemon, but believed to be like a legendary or mythic. None of the villagers can agree on which one, but it's considered a sign of their having passed over the area in times gone by. And generally, they don't mind you bringing in calcite from other areas to do some building or unearthing, as in the case of our enchanting setup, which was built into an existing set of ruins that we hurriedly polished and put together, and also had exploded at least once. But mostly that needs to stay put. So might mean we change our pathing as well, but I kind of like just the default path block for around here. Oh, hello. Hello. Ooh. Look at them stats. Get into Pokeball, Shinji. Hey, and they heard me. I'll take it. And I completely forgot to put this one away, so let's just drop that in there. But we got lots of bag space now for doing our plans. It might well be some of the stuff we put away ends up getting pulled out again. And that's fine too. So, up we go. This side, I think, is going to be a little, maybe slightly easier than this side. So what I'm thinking, though, is generally the villagers don't wander past this point. Like, this path seems to be as far as they go. So what we could do is just cut this off completely. Like, have a wall or have the terrain change to make this, like, much higher, much less likely to be climbed. And then we can put a wall along the top of it. Because as you can see, we've got this guy wandering over here. I've seen villagers coming all the way over here. Your poor man is stuck over here. Whatever will we do with you? And of course we've got the wastelands right here as well, which are encroaching on the village's territory. And again, part of that relates to the lore here, and that there was obviously the sort of the calcite is a sign of one of a Pokemon passing, and the wasteland is due to a devastating battle that took place here between dangerous and deadly legendary Pokemon. So what we'll want, I think, is just to... This will be the boundary line, I think. I like the way it curves. We can maybe make it a little higher to kind of make it feel kind of like tucked in, almost kind of like a paw, like curling round protectively. And then we can make this a little higher all the way and have fence it, like have a wall up as a boundary line. Certainly just where it meets the dried salt of the Badlands. And probably come down here, maybe sort of cut it off from the start of the pond here. We don't want to use or touch the calcite, so we can replace the sand that's here and have the sort of the wall sort of curve up to about here. That's what I'm feeling right now for that side. Meanwhile, so there's that. We can kind of leave this bit open, I think, for now. It doesn't need to change. Since the wall will, like the cutoff point will be coming right about here. This side, generally, I've seen villagers walk along it, but they don't tend to go in the water on here. Then up here, because we've got our fishing bridge here, we already have a... Bruh. You're proving me wrong. What are you doing? What are you doing over here? Alright, so you can see why I think we need to build up and have a wall on that side. If nothing else, this would prevent them coming out over here. And then it would just be a case of them floating over if they're really desperate. But like this part we'd leave alone for the moment. And we'll probably even build out a little bit of the village. We could even have something over here. I feel like this is a really good space for something. I just don't know what yet. But we will need to add a lot more lighting in the area for whatever we feel like doing. Maybe expanding the patch for them. They seem happy enough to just neglecting their veggies. They're not very good at this farming, Lark. I don't know how they survive. I'm just going to say it. The only reason these guys survive is the sheer number of golems that show up to protect them all. That's the only way. But yeah, no, this side, I think we could do a little bit here. Maybe bring the wall, my wall, which cuts it off. We'll bring this down here and cut it off there, and maybe have it scoot along the middle bit to cut this off. Oh, dipping into the floor there. Peekaboo! Oh, what the? Oh my gosh. I think I've seen this before a few times, but guess we're gonna go trial chamber hunting at some point. But not today. Anyway, we're talking about here. Like, I don't really want to interrupt it too much. I just feel like there needs to be something. Like, the wall here, we're going to extend to over here to cut it off, if nothing else. Then we might fill this bit in. The water doesn't actually need to come here. I've got plenty of the medicinal leeks. So we can fill it in with grass, fill it in with sand, whatever we like. And then come along. We could probably fill this in with a bit of dirt to connect things up, make it a bit smoother rather than having the dip. And then we can put a more clear boundary line in. Especially if it's on par, like at level. I feel like that's doable. And then we can have a proper fence line that comes down to here. That comes along this side. Can stop about here. Can maybe go into the water and stop there. Then we can put like a separate fence line behind this house. Alternatively, because I like this bit of water, what we may do is when we even this out, we just keep it going quite straight along here. Curve it to maybe include a bit of this patch of puzzle, and then like to here, this corner here is where the boundary line stops. Kind of actually, now I've said it out loud, I think that might be the best play. I kind of like that the best. I'm fine, Mr. Villager. So it means, like, so you can see they all go up here. They enjoy getting a bit of a workout going up and down the hill. So if we smooth it out a bit so it's not quite so abrupt and up and down, I mean, it'll be less of a workout, but you can start thinking about it. In terms of, like, we've got this here. If we say from this point on, I've got the moss carpet because it's covering up the pumpkin light there. So we put some temporary boundary lines in here while we're planning. Like, I feel like this is a good marking line to indicate, like, no, this is where the wall's going to go. This is where we're going to cut it off for the sake of the village. And we can take out any trees that are here as well. Let's do that now. So come up here. We've got the straight line of the boundary. I feel like we can keep going with that straight line. Like, we can always be a bit flexible. We can change the shape to make it look more interesting than just purely straight lines. Adding curves is fun and all that. That'd be through here. And then we come down here, and that'd be sort of the crossing point. So if we look again at the map with the straight line we've just made, like, it's maybe a bit too straight, hence curving it a little bit might make it look more aesthetically pleasing. Oh! Oh, shiny little pup, come back here. We want you. Shiny! First shiny at the stream! Come here, you cutie. Oh my gosh. Your little green patch. Oh my gosh. You're so cute. Shiny. Hey. Nicely done. So if anyone's lurking in chat, hey, feel free to speak up because you get to name that Pokemon. You get to name the shiny. So just say hello. Say, hey, I'd like to name the shiny little pup. This is their name, and I will then do that. And out here, we need a bit of lighting. But yeah, that's going to be something we need to think about designing as well, is lighting and where to put it around the village. Because I've seen a couple of nice designs in my time. Like, I might actually reference... There was a bunch of builds that were done for Minecraft Live's after show. There were a couple of nice lamps. Of course, featuring copper, so that means copper stuff that's not live yet, at least for me. I think I'd have to update for that. But yeah. yeah, so we have that initial boundary line set. So let's now do the same over here. But yay for shiny. Let me just check something quickly. Because where are my emotes? Where are they? We want to have this as 2 1 slots, sparkle, and then so we have a bunch of remotes. One of them should be star, and people can use that one for celebrating when a shiny Pokemon shows up. I was just making sure that's loaded correctly. It's funny enough, it's always a little tricky. They're so new, at least from my channel, that I'm always a bit worried that I've done them correctly. So let's see if I just do this quickly. Oop. And we can show off so we got this one. Add a star. Then we got hi and lurk. What are the other ones we've got? Because I've got a bunch for subscribers as well. For eventual subscribers, of course. We've got for the inevitable time when something doesn't succeed, we've got a cry emote. And then some, our subbies have we've got a popcorn emote. And we got a sparkle as well. So just showing off a couple of the emotes there. And I need to get a few more. So one thing I might do is reach out to the maker, because I really love those emotes. I may reach out to the emote maker and say, hey, do you have any others of your blue dragon ones? Because they've got a really nice range. And that's Emote Eden, I believe. Yes, it is. Who's over on Etsy and a couple other places. I might ask, like, hey, you've got like a bit of a wider range. And I think just be nice to have those to share with everybody. And if I can get a few extra ones. Like, I'm happy to commission a few extras as well. It's like some of the standard ones, like there wasn't a heart emote. Well, they've got that for other sort of other colored dragons. They didn't have it for blue. But yeah, so we're kind of leaving this bit alone. We're going to get rid of this muck. Or is it Grimer? It's Grimer, isn't it? Ooh, that didn't take them out. Oh my goodness. I love the way minimize works. And let's do wing attack. Oh, it missed. There we go. So let's go heal you, and then we can concentrate on the boundary line planning. Because knowing my luck, he'd faint while we're wandering around doing things. So, we're going to go over here. Because what we're thinking, like, cause they come up all the way up here, and it's like, no. I don't want that. So, we'll probably do, like, a build-up of the hill here to make it just a bit higher. Maybe to on par with here. And then this is where we'll have sort of the boundary line. So if we say, oh, that's suspicious. That's suspicious, lads. What are you up to there? A bit of seed trading. Ooh. Sussy buckers. Let's see. What have we got? Let's... These two can be replaced, I think, with dirt, at least on the top level. And we're just purely doing this for the moment as sort of a guideline to get an idea of like how far outside the village do we want to go with the design. So that, like, obviously the path comes all the way over here. Hence why we've got a poor fella there stuck. And why these guys wander over freely as you like. Do we actually want that anymore? And my thought is no, I don't want that. So we're going to have a cut off, I think. So if we've linked up to this bit of road, but it's going to start coming over here. No more illicit seed trading. Let's chop this one down just to have it out of the way. There we go. And then we're coming along here. Is that enough, though? That might be too... So we could probably actually come a bit further along. So it's trying to figure out, like, where do you want to put the boundaries all down? There's going to have to be walls, but, like, how big do we want the walls to be? Like, I'm thinking, like, the same as the walls by my house. The boundary line feels about right for what I want to do. And then here we've got the salt. And then down here. And we would start cutting off sort of the back end. Of course, we'll be changing this path either into the actual wall itself or replacing it with other materials. But this is about as far as I'd prepare to let anything go, you know? So now we've got that sort of tracked off. And definitely having a bit more of a sort of a almost not quite natural, but more natural curve than the super straight line makes this definitely feel a bit more very fixed. But on the other hand, I don't mind that quite so much for over here because we're going to be flattening a little bit of the space in between. And also just giving more space in general, even though we're not going to fill in this bit of water. Yeah, so that is what we're going to be working with to start. The next, like, I like the general layout of the streets that we've got in the town already. So we'll want to probably replace that bridge, maybe. I mean, we can leave it as is for the moment. It'd be like a replace at the end kind of dealio. But I do think, like, we can make better streets. There seems to be like a sort of a general path where everything meets here, and obviously we've got the sort of the square right here with a tree in the middle. I think we can make this a better shape in general, make it easier to come back and forth. We've got the house up here. We can do just a bit more tidying up, make things a little easier to travel around. We used to have a teleport here. It is gone, long gone. So I'm still leaving this for now, but I do think at some point we'll need to get rid of this. Although, alternatively, what's directly below this block? Boop, 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 boop. Not quite directly over a geode, but close enough. There we go. But yeah, I figured we've got the boundary line now for that. We've got this bit of pathway here. We've got, the sacred calcite. So this bit we can't take away. But it doesn't mean we can't make, like, better steps for getting up and down here. Like, this bit I figure we can put something in just that can lead up and down. So maybe take this out and have like a proper staircase put in instead. One that sort of goes up this side. A bit more of a path. Like, again, see? We've already got guys here who shouldn't be. Which is just a sign that we need a bit more lighting. So. But again, we've got like loads of space here. So we could put like another building here, maybe a trader hall. Trade hall number 1. That means we can move some of the NPCs from one of the houses that's a little bit crowded. Again, more space over here. But I like the idea of continuing like this rickety wall, which I based on a lot of farmyard walls here in Ireland. If you've ever been in the countryside, like there's like these stacked stone walls, and you can't really properly copy that with just the way that the stone is cut, and obviously in Cobblemon, and well, more so in Minecraft than anything else. But I sort of wanted to get a feel for like a real sort of flung together, built with local materials kind of feel. And then I think we can do better than this. Let's head on inside. You know how to close gates, I swear. Alright, so do we want anything? No, but wrong bag. So we eat that. Got more flowers. Well, what we're going to want to take with us is this backpack. Because this is the backpack that has a whole bunch of granite, mud, packed mud, mud bricks, granite blocks from before. We do have some granite in here that I'm going to maybe transfer into it. Just to have. Like, granite by itself, like just regular granite, is also going to be a really good block, as well as like the smoothed and the chipped stuff. So we'll grab that, put that in here. Let's eat an apple while we're at it. No leftovers this time. I've had no luck getting leftovers on this particular world. Versus certain other servers I play on where you get that on the regular. But it is what it is, I suppose. Let's see. Now, we've got the backpack. Hop the wall. So let's... Like, I kind of like this path here. I feel like... Because it's going to lead over to here, which... One has the... We got the fishing dock. Which does need to be more properly connected up, I think. But because this is going to be a designated space for a future build, like, it makes sense if we did maybe... This path here, we can maybe extend it and stop it over here, but this would be like the test run of like, can we make a design that we like? So I think that's what we're going to work on today. Of course, it's all a little uneven. But again, that's okay too, because we can even out little bits. It doesn't have to be completely perfect. But so we go over here, come down here. So let's say here. This is going to be the starting kind of point for the road. And mostly the paths around here are about, what, three blocks wide? Most of these are like natural to the area. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so generally they're about 3 blocks wide. 4 if you're pushing it. So I'd say we'd want to keep the 3 blocks and maybe have like a 4... Like the 4th and the 5th, so like the outermost blocks would be like sort of an accent edge block. And we could do staircases for those, that sort of thing. So let's just mess with a couple of looks and see what we like, or see what we don't like, as the case may be. So we'll just have some apples there for now. Move this in here. So we want packed mud, some mud brick. Let's put some polished granite. We've got the cracked granite as well. So granite blocks and regular granite. So let's start with regular granite just to get a feel. Oh no, that's packed mud. Like, I do like the way this looks, like, as sort of as an aside, like the colouring on the mud brick blocks is so good. I'm just a little bit less of a fan of what it sounds like when you walk on it. Alright, so we've got... There we are. And we're going to just turn that off for a little bit. So granite. Like, that would be sort of a granite path. Although... Okay, it'll be here. So I'm 1 over too many. That's fine, because that'll be the outer block here. So let's, just for the sake of it, we're going to get rid of all this, I think. There we are. And then... temporarily we'll do a quick pickup of all the dirt, because dirt is extremely useful and we are definitely going to need all of it. All of the dirt, all the time. So this would be the 3 line. So what kind of look are we thinking about? Like, so again, like we've got, do we want straight brick? Do we prefer just packed mud as a path? Would we want... Again, it's a case of like, would we maybe want to have granite on the inside, or do we want the regular granite on the outside and have like street blocks? I kind of like... I prefer... I don't like the interruption of like the lines, if that makes sense. But you could do things like this and have a little bit of cracked, just to add a bit of different texture. Oh, hello, an Eevee. So we're going to check what your stats are, and then we'll get straight back. I always find a way to sidetrack myself. Come back here, you. Ooh, 68. One number off from being the most entertaining. But I won't hold it against you, I promise. We're not hunting Pokemon today, so we can put the Pokenav and the Finder in there. Let's switch you out for Ingram. Alright, get back in the Pokeball. I'm not using a Dream Ball, I'm used to get in. There. We came to an understanding. Like, even using all of these together could be quite nice, but I also fear that that makes it just too busy. Because I don't want the street to distract. It might be fun to have like the packed mud and the bricks around where the farms are, kind of reflecting the fact, like, obviously that's the really busy area. That would be a place that has all of that kind of thing. But what do I want for the rest of it is the question. So let's put all these back here. And then, there we go, mason table. Because we've got plenty of options for granite. Both here and in Stonecutter. Do I have the Stonecutter on me? There we go. I've got two on me, in fact. So let's do... like, because we got actual path flooring that you can get with macaws, which are not necessarily a bad thing. Look, so I'll use this as an example. We could do like this along the way or as a trim. I don't know if I like that. Like, it could be nice as like an outer trim, because they're basically like pressure plates almost, or sort of a variant of carpet but using stone, you know? I don't know if that's what I'm after for the flooring. We don't need a platform. We could do like a rocky path. But that'd be more of a thing to go on top of it than like the actual path itself. So not really what we're after in this case. Which is a little frustrating. Like, I feel like if we're doing this, the granite blocks, like, these should go along the edge. So that would be... This is the edge. And maybe have, like, the cornerstones can be something a little fancier. So, like, this is a corner. Oop, that's a corner. But, let's see what kind of fancy block could we do there. Running bond? No. Let's see, what do we have? Oh. Just want one as an example block, thank you. Because again, it's like, do I want something that's very textured like that? Or do we want something that looks a little smarter? Angry granite. Very cool. Crying. Or just cut blank. It's one of those things where I don't want it to be too busy. That's what I'm afraid of it being, you know? But something like this, like, that could be nice as, like, the corner block. And it, like, I can't identify the exact shape, but that almost looks like a Pokeball. Maybe I'm thinking too much there, but I think that could be really cool. And obviously, like, this path would go up here, so then we could do the granite bricks leading all the way up here. Sort of cutting off, obviously, because it's only a small gate access over here. But it also would be the access to whatever build comes over here, and then we can always dig this out and extend it forward. And it's also possible, like, maybe you have this, like, X number of blocks to kind of keep a count. But if we say we'd leave these for other areas, we'd want some cracked, some polished. I don't know. Do I want polished blocks for the central bit? Is this too much? Or is it the wrong type of polish? Like, I feel like I don't really like that. I can't put my finger on why. Oh, is it any different from... Is this different from the default? Let's see. Yeah, because this one is all one connected texture. Like, I could deal with that. Like, I feel like that looks better. And then you can also have, like, to represent the wear and tear over time. You have something like that in places. Or, like, I know there's a... I think, like, eroded. We use quite a bit of that. A different section of the water build. Like, that, I think, like... a bit too much contrast. Maybe have that in like a corner or along the side rather than central. But I feel like that might be the way to go. So if we do like just the eroded there. Maybe... No, I don't like that now. I feel like... Or would I want to have, like, this in here surrounded by this? Oh, that's frustrating now. I've confused myself. The downside of digging, when you're doing too much thinking, you put yourself off. But I do think this is where the start of the path will be for practicing. I do think this is a good idea for that. So let's just put these all in here for the minute. Ah, good, I didn't put all the coal away. Oh. And there we go. See? Security is on the case. The most trustworthy. But yeah, we'll need to do a bit of better job lighting things up around here. Alright, so... There we go. So yeah, that is the main thing right now, is like, what do we want to put in here? So I'm gonna just check myself in here. And I'm gonna run a short ad break while I have a be right back. Just need to grab a drink refresh. Maybe grab a snack. So if yourself have been sitting for a while, do that as well. Get yourself something to eat or drink. Stretch your legs. And I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. So hang on tight. And welcome back! Now that should be a... Yep, nope, mic is on. Had to double check that because I've had a couple of issues with that recently. So again, it's had a short break. So really there's a case of like, what do we want to do for the path? Apparently it is Eevee season around here. I think this is like, what, the third one we've seen today? You're under 65, mate. Move along. There we go. Yeah, there I was going, oh, I don't like the granite bricks, but I think I do like the granite bricks. What am I like? I do still think having a border corner like block is the way to go for like things like this. So that is definitely staying. But I think we'll keep the polished granite. And we've got two kinds here. We've got the chipped and the regular. So I might like try because it could be good to have like this is the one that we break up every so often. Like we'd have no wrong one. No, that's still turned off. Excellent. Okay. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's like a pacing of like 5 blocks. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be another blank block, and then start again with that. So just giving an example with over here. So we do. Oh, I can get this right. I swear. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. Like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So it'd be like this kind of trim. Like slightly speckled, but every so often it's interrupted. Now what... It might look better if it's a bit longer, which is why I was thinking, do we want to make it like... It's got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like have it like a total of 10 blocks with 8 being this polish, and then 2 at the end, like 1 at either end of this one. And then we'd get it broken up with like a block like that. I feel like that could be the play. I think that would look really nice. And then we go... It will need more cracked granite blocks, but they'll be littered a bit more evenly. It's like cracked blocks every so often. And this in between on the path. Again, if we do this... Because I'm wondering, is that enough contrast? Ooh. Or do we want like a side block that is going to be much deeper? Or do we want to keep this as a much more flat block? Like, is this like sort of brick just a bit too uniform? Or should we be going for stone? Like, should we even be doing granite at all? Like, because it could be maybe we need to see if we can change a few blocks. Like, can we do dirt block in here? Oh, we can. Polished dirt. Oh, I don't think so. Let's just check something. If we do... And I've got... Ah, no, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, dirt path block. Let's see, what does that look like? So it's not the yellow, but it's more of an orangey version than that, for sure. Because it could well be... Do we want something with a different pattern on it? Is what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think having, like, the bricks is a bad idea. I just don't think I like it for this path idea. But maybe we need to do a bit more of it first to really get a good idea of whether it looks good or bad. So bordered granite. Let's do a bit of that first. So we'll stack of those, and then we want polished granite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, out. So just changing this pattern up to be... Like, I feel like that works as like a pathway. Because now it's a case of have that as the inner one and have that as the outer line. The woes of Minecrafting, making a path block look nice. So it does feel like this is the way to go with that. Oh. Like, that I'm kind of digging. Literally and figuratively. But also think maybe having like... So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, that's cute. And then keeps it in line on each side as well. That dirt block, that quote-unquote path block annoys me. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it in the slightest. Sorry, love. Ain't gonna stay around for you. I think this might be the play. But here, obviously, it's going to be steps to just come up a bit. Maybe we take that one out. I don't know. But I think step or slab and then blocks the rest of the way. That might... yeah. So let's do that. Let's do... let's do that. Now, can I do... well, it would be 3, so... it could actually be worth bringing this forward very slightly. Actually, to just make that look nicer. And then also goes this, would be 1, 2, 3. And now I'm out of both. But it'll be coming up here. 1, 2, 3. So let's see, how does that look when we do... so we could actually bring this up one as well. And that might actually be the play, just to... That's 1, 2, 3. There we go. I feel like... is that too much? Would we want maybe a stair going... like, I feel like that's fine there. But maybe we'd want a stair here. I don't know if we'd want a stair on that side. Oh, hello. Gotta love a Star Raptor. Let's grab that daisy before it despawns. So let's do polished slab. I feel like maybe that's okay on that one. Would we want raised slabs all the way? I'm going to leave these alone for now. But I do like this general idea of, like, the step up would be between these blocks where possible. I feel like that's the key. That's going to be the big thing. So... Alright, so we're going to put these away because they're not getting used right now. So, we want lots more granite blocks. 1, 2, 3. So we do extra one of those and half of this. All of this is going to be the bordered. I think some of these are going to be stone. We'll put those in there for now. Let's do this bit. 1, 2. Oh, wrong one. I think your man is hinting he wants a repair. Which, I can't blame him. He's done a good job and he deserves it. Okay, and then that goes there. Oh. Alright, so swap this one out. There we go. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. And we do all the way over here. But this would also be the step up, so let's put these here for the minute. And that'd be 1, 2, 3. How is this looking currently? Alright, that's not looking too bad. Might maybe do a bit of worn stone connecting here. Maybe? I don't know, I don't really care for it. I think that'll do for now. But I might get rid of the slabs. I'm leaning towards getting rid of the slabs. I don't think they bring anything to it. Now here's where it gets a little troublesome, because we've got the first of the houses that are coming online in alignment here on the path. So the question becomes, do I bring this down here? Because I think 1, 2, 3... House. That's not too bad then. 1, 2, 3... Okay, that's... Yeah, no. That works, that works. Yeah, because it's every 3 and then the block. Does mean relocating some flowers, but that's not a hardship. So the question then becomes, do I... Yeah, I think we'll bring this down here. Because it's the third one there, so... Make it another... Well, do we make it a step down here, or do we want to... Because what might work better than having it... Oh, yeah. Okay, what we're going to do is... Move that from here. So we keep this. Let's turn that back up for a bit. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Someone please remind me, make yourself an excavator, girl. Because we hit here, and also this is a good place to mark out where to put some lights. I think that's another key point in its favour, is that these blocks work for light placements. Might want to just fill that one in. Oh, boink. There we go. So come along here. Oh, a chestbin. Let's go find them. We've had some phenomenal luck with certain starters, but not so much others, Chikorita. We've had better, but you know, I'm still gonna grab this guy. They're cute. And cute is a perfectly good reason to grab a Pokemon. Alright, so let's see. Can we sleep powder you? Are you immune? You're immune. Okay. Out you go, Momo. we want... Well, we'll do one of those, and then we'll do a dusk ball. Or the other way around, whichever works. In just the right spot where it's... There's lights, but it's shadowy enough. Hey, there we go. And we'll put those there. Hey, it's a Pikachu! Branding Pokemon extraordinaire. Nope. Why they don't attack creepers, I don't understand. Let's lead you over here, mate. Didn't do all that hard work just for it to get blown up by a creeper, you know? So, good a reason as any to make use of our sleeping bag and have a quick kip. There we go. Alright, so I'm really coming around on everything except these slabs. These slabs gotta go. So let's just do another quick top down. Like, it's a little close to the village, like, house, but on the other hand, like, it's just the way that's ended up working out. But it also kind of works, especially because I'm going to be remodeling a lot of the houses anyway, at which point I can bring it back, like, one block. But I think the path it's on right now is where I want it to be. Even if it's definitely going to trim along quite a few of the houses, but that's fine. And it would be a bit of a squeeze down here anyway, so I'm not really too fussed there. But I'm liking the granite as a choice. So if we come up here, like, an alternative option would be to grab some oak wood planks and then see what cuts you could do with those. Because I am, oddly enough, I'm really rather fond of the way the path block is. Like, it's a really interesting, just a nice yellowy brown. A very biscuit colour. Now I've made myself hungry. Alright, so... So the question becomes... Do I... do this? Or do I keep it, like, 'cause it's still there? Would I do maybe instead like that? That for that one. That feels about right, like where we're coming up. So then it would be... Because this one now, like, it's almost one over. That's now tempting me, like, do I push everything over by one? Or maybe 2 or 3, like... Like, I don't feel like that would work. I like the way this is going right now. We just happened to hit here. And again, it would be one of those cases of, huh. So one, like, if we kept going, it'd be 1, 2, 3. Like, do I ignore this path, or would I make it, like, just a one-off path up to here? That doesn't feel right. Or should I maybe consider expanding this to, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, like, this block is number 5 each time? Like, I could do that. I don't think it would look out of place. It might mean moving this up 1. But then I do lose the symmetry from here, which I'm loath to do. Alright, we'll leave it as it is for now, because we can always dig it up and change it around. One, 2, 3, pop. 1, 2, 3, pop. Because then it's like this leading up to here. Huh. Not sure why there's a dew blade over there, but okay. Alright, let's do... That is... It's like, is that now, like, one space too many? Or is it not wide enough? Or do I want to make this more of a optional kind of track kind of deal? Would this be, like, a good place to do, like, the worn blocks? Like, 1, 2, 3... that I wasn't a fan of previously? Should I cover up, like, eroded granite from before? Like... like, is it worth doing that? Maybe having a regular granite block, but then it's sort of easing off there? Or... yeah, because it's already, like... depending on how you lay it out, like, it's got the dark edge there. I don't know that I like that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think what I'll do is I'll remove that from here. Keep those like that, and I think what we'll do then is... like, the path here is what's worn. And we can even have a... let's put these in here. Where is it? Do I want to do a crack? No, let's do just a regular granite block. Where it's just gotten especially worn to regular granite now. Maybe it's worn over time, they haven't replaced it. Well, my character just does not care enough to take better care of how everything looks. They're just too busy being an explorer. Yeah, as they enjoy their life as a Pokemon trainer. I feel like that could be the way to go. We'll relocate those. Let's do... There we go. There we go. That's ended up being 4 wide. I might take this row out, even though it makes it a little uneven with this. Although, we could do... May mean dig up and put some pods all in, but... Oh no, heaven forbid. Let's do a road of granite back in there. Yeah, well, this is gonna get removed anyway, so... There we are, so it's more of a crooked path off from here, rather than looking completely out of place. There we go, that makes me happy. Hey, Dashbun! I love the colours. Like, because the Fido is very clearly, like, not cooked yet, whereas they are toasted to perfection. So the question becomes, is it going to look nice, like, relocating part of this? This would actually be a good place to do the eroded. A quick nap. We're making some good diggy hole progress, albeit not digging in holes. So let's just do a quick top-down look. Yeah, that's about what I want. So we'll keep going all the way out here. And we'll see how things fan out. Though, since I've said it, let's do a quick... what does an obsidian excavator need? Okay. Farley, I hear you asking, what the hell is an obsidian excavator? Well, I am glad you asked. It is by the same guys who do the only hammers. But it's for dirt. And also gravel. But mostly for dirt for me. I believe you can also use it on sand. So, let's just do a quick check here. I can enchant that later. Let's do... Benet. But this is like the perfect because it's 3x3. It's super quick. And it's the perfect width for what we're doing. So we have this long stretch now. It took a good bit less time to actually work our way through versus ye regular shovel. So now we need that, and it's 1, 2, 3. Dot. 2, 3. Doop. 1, 2, 3. Doop. Flabibi, move. Move. There we go. Let's... that's in line with the other side gate we have. And another Eevee. I do honestly think Eevees spawn quite a bit near villages. Very deliberately. But, oh, you're female there. So, let's catch you just in case. Hey, critical capture. And because we do want the path to go all the way down here. But the question becomes, like, how do we want to make the staircase that leads down to, like, water level? Like, do we want it leading down to water level with the mind of the... Because this is, like, the edge of where everything is. So if nothing else, we're going to make it so that we take the path up to where this spruce tree is. Or this cypress tree, sorry. So let's fill in the gaps with the rest of it. Yeah, it's already filling along quite nicely. Do I have... That's a case of flagstone. No, we don't want that. We are definitely going to need to go farm more granite, though. Because we ain't got enough. I think we've used up our granite stock, to be honest. We've got 2 stacks there. Okay, so where do we find more? Alright. Alright, we okay for a little bit. I do think we're not as okay as it could be. I think we're going to be well in need of another farming job of granite in the near future. That's not going to be enough to cover all of the work we're doing. Though, as I said, I'm kind of leaning towards having the bit around the farm, like this bit down here, like around it, I think there should be a path, and that's going to be the mud and packed mud brick. So that could be worth having maybe in this section of town as well. Just have that whole central area with that. So apparently this is the town square of sorts. Alright, so we've got dirt, which we can put in here. Right now, we're not needing more steps. We'll put that away as well. We'll keep the eroded granite, but we need polished. And then... So that's all the polished, and then it's bordered. There we go. So it becomes a case of, do I want to have a path that comes down here? And I think eventually, yes. Especially when we fill this in. It might have to be reviewed after we've filled this section in. So for right now, we're going to focus on that and then making a bit more of a start on the road going down there. And then the question becomes, do I want to actually like knock part of that away and have the road coming down here? Because it's going to meet up over here eventually. And we do, since we have the build plan there, we could have the road go straight down here, bit over here, and then along there. I'm kind of leaning towards that. But for now, you can wait a little bit. Little bit dirt. There we go. That's actually perfect. We're going to get rid of the cypress tree regardless, so we'll worry about that in a minute. Oh, wrong block. There we go. So if this is going to go anywhere eventually, then it'll be down here, probably to where the wall ends. But we haven't built that part out yet. So for now, this stops here, and that's completely fine. So yay, we got this bit done. So that's a question of... Yeah, I think where this goes right now is just fine. Again, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. But it does come out here quite a bit. Do I want to trim this off? I feel like... Is that going to take something away from the shape of the village? Or is that going to neaten it up a bit to trim it? Because I could, like, bring this little bit in, and then we could put a tree here. Maybe an apricot tree for a bit of colour. Let's go inside. Yeah, so this is what we've got done so far. We've had a bit that goes up there, a little path that squidges over there. So it's entirely possible we'll redo this bit so it matches more like this. Given that's a double gate rather than a full gate, but it'd be more a case of sort of trim it off maybe about across here and then make it faded up to the gate entrance. On the other hand, there's like a farm there, so it could well be that's why it's fancy. And I could always remodel a bit of the fencing so it's a double gate rather than a single. But we got this top part done, so that's good. I'm afraid I'm just going to hit it by mistake. Oh. And it's like... You can always put something in here. if we miss a bit of verticality of some sort. And then we'll knock this bit off. Wrong one. And then we grab the stairs, 4, and we do 1, 2, 3. And it's... It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like that's a good look, because it's... yeah. There we go, and then... and that'll be another case of deciding how to fit a staircase in. Like, again, it's one of those... maybe if I do, like, 5? Because, like, I like this here like that. But it's also a case of, do I do it like it's just the regular block so it doesn't stand out as much? But I kind of like having this block leading up to the door, in which case... like, just do it. There we go. Like there? Like, I feel like that. That's 1, 2, 3. Bonk. There we go. Now it's a case of, do I want staircases leading all the way down? Or nah? Because I feel like that would be the play. In which case I'd dig this bit up as well. And now we hit the biggest snag, which is we've run into this building. But it's also a really ugly building with a front part that doesn't need to extend that far out. But at the same time, it's like, effort. I don't want to have to remodel your house right now. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's grab dirt. Nope, wrong dirt. Get off the block. Yeah, I think that's going to be the play. So we'll grab a bit more diorite. Stairs. There we go. Then do. I think that's the play. It's came down a step, so it's not preventing you from going across anywhere. It looks in place, looks fine, makes me happy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get this house, which does not make me happy. I don't like the front of this house anyway. So, regardless, it would be going. That doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. That is the wrong block altogether. Oh, that's old polished Minecraft granite. No! I need to make some more of the other granite now. You got to select it first before it will let you do that. I keep forgetting. Again, it becomes a case of how do I want this to work? Is that, again, straight staircase? Like, I feel like that's going to have to be the play. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that makes sense. Is that too much? Should I, like, bring this forward a bit or bring it back a step? Yeah, it might be that we need to... Oh no. Damn it. Okay. When you delete the wrong pop-up message on your phone. Well, I need myself to blame if it's something important. Anything shiny on the map? No. But it's here, now that we've hit, like, the... Oh my gosh. Like, we've had a Larvitar before, but I don't think I've seen a Pupitar spawn up here on its own before. That's kind of amazing. A Maumau is level 90. Atta girl. I have a feeling she'll be our first Pokemon to level 100. But this is the part where it's like, how soon do I change this from stone to mud? Like, do I do it right away? Or do I put it like... It stays granite, like, up to here? And maybe granite on the stretch that goes up to the, like, the meeting area here. And then it's mud just around this bit. Like, that might be the play. Two, three. Well, 2, 3. Then all of these. Like, do I want to... I feel like not changing it here, but keeping it, like, too wide is the play. Might mean just changing things along here a bit. Oh, it's definitely going to mean changing things along here a bit. Where's he going in the middle of the night? Alright, so we got... This comes down here. And this, I think, is going to be... like a dirt... the packed dirt path that just surrounds this terrible farm. This terrible neglected farm. Like two blocks wide. I think that's more than acceptable. You can get rid of the gravel then. I can actually pull this in a little bit. So we've got the meeting bell, but not much else. I'm wondering, is it worth... Like, it climbs up like this. But should we just flatten it? Like, we can make the tree taller. We can bring these down to quote-unquote ground level and just keep making the tree taller, add some more torches all the way up. But, like, we'll keep this as the central point. We'll just make some more oak fences. But that might be the play. And then because then it's staying, I think, still on the same ground. I just do like, yeah, it's the same level then. If we level that out completely, I feel like that'll be the way to go. You guys are sparkling very early this morning. Power 5. Ooh. It also means it'd give me more of a chance to make this like a proper square, so to speak. Get him, Golem. Get him. Why am I on fire? That was odd. Because I punched him with a torch? Bruh. You're looking a bit worse or where? There you go. Payment for your services. There we go. Because then it's a case of like, is it worth keeping going with that road now we've got this one here? Like, we're going to be moving this house back a little bit. So we could theoretically, like, because we don't have to have that path down here. But I'm thinking about it. Mostly it's a case of like, well, because this bit is going to be quite thin. Do we want to like swap out the pods and make it more green? Maybe have like actual berries growing, or this could be a good place to have like a row of apricorn trees with different colors to go alongside here. Like traditionally, like outside other villages, you'll have like the row of planted berries, so it could be worth putting a few colourful ones here. Yeah, no, that's good. That's that. It's got to go. Don't know what to do yet, but it's got to go. I feel like, yeah, no, plowing through straight. Good lord, that thing is huge. Whoa! Not what I intended to do there. Let's try that again. It just kind of feels like a little bit of a surprise. But got that street going there. So I think let's do one more thing and then I'm going to call the stream for the day. So we just hit the 3-hour mark. So what we're going to do is... rather than granite, we're going to put the granite blocks all in here. And we're going to do mud bricks and packed mud. And maybe some coarse dirt as well. What's going to be worth doing is going back here. And grabbing these. You don't have that anymore. And I'm not sorry. feel like the granite was a good choice. I feel it looks really nice. Like, this choice was the good. Yeah, no, I'm glad about the show. Even though it's only, like, technically 2 on, we've got the 3 space. It goes up to it. It looks fine. Like, it doesn't detract from how it's built, you know? And that was the main thing I was worried about with that. So now let's eat some apples. It finally happened! We got leftovers! Our second leftovers in how long? I can actually check that. So this is going to be like time 2 or 3. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Is there a way to do like... There's a way to do like a better search. To make it easier to find. But yeah, so I've never been killed by a blaze, but I've killed 31. Killed 5 breezes, never cared, never... Drowned killed you once. Wonderful. Creepers have tried, but they've never killed me yet. What else have I died to? So essentially, like, I've died to stupid things. Like, I've died to falling. A drowned killed me. But generally, I don't have a lot of deaths. I don't think. Time since last death. Number of deaths. I've only died twice on the single player world, so fingers crossed it stays that way. Whereas I've died many, many, many times on the Obsidian Refuge. Often to lava. The amount of times I've died to lava is getting a little bit embarrassing. Alright, let's... 1 week. Let's give you the leftovers for now. There you go, my lovely. And then regular dirt. We're not going to need that in a second. So we want... there we go. That looks a little bit better. There we go. So it looks like a muddy path, which makes sense when it's around the farm itself, you know? It's going to be a little less tidy, a little less clean. Do this again. There we go, and then... How do I want this to look? It's all going to get flattened anyway, so it doesn't really matter, ultimately. Hmm. There we go. And then it's really just these to knock out of the way. So we do a quick overview again. Then we've got... Yeah! Okay, I really like that. I think that's the play. Like, around the farm areas. Like, switch to the packed mud. You get a really nice kind of... Still looks like it's a worn path. And it's signaling, like, this is an area in regular use. But it's not kept as in good condition, and obviously it's like you're trudging the mud a bit more thickly because of the planted vegetables and wheat and all that, so... So let's put these all back in here. Don't think we didn't need the coarse dirt in the end, and that's fine. So let's do polished granite. And that's... Oh. Here we go. And then it's 1, 2, 3. For now, that's enough. Because tomorrow we will entirely remove this bit here. And then we're going to make the tree extra tall. And it could actually be worth considering, like... It's the central village tree. Maybe... I think that could be worth, like, actually expanding into, like, a... I hesitate to say a B-dubs tree, because I am nowhere near that level of builder. But if I do say B-dubs tree, like, that makes... Does that make sense? Like, to make it, like, a focal point? Just make it sort of a real grown... Looks not out of place kind of tree. But this is what we've done today. We have now built a very pinkish granite path that is running through our village, or at least partially. It's got that part all the way up to here. And then we've proceeded down here. We added some nice block path here. But it's looking much nicer than just the straight up dirt paths. And we're probably going to extend it down here as well. But it's looking very nice. We also made sort of the rough lines of where we want to have like the village cut-off points. Where we're going to put a fence in, where we're going to do a boundary line to keep the villagers protected. Because we've got lots of these fine gentlemen. And or ladies and or thembies. We're not going to presume about iron golems, but that'll be a case of like, what do we fill in here in the space between? Because I think like this space here, I don't think is wide enough necessarily for a house or a building, but we could put something in a fixture. I was saying like we could put maybe put some rows of like berries on display, but also have like at either end have a apricorn tree. And maybe red and white to go with the Pokemon Center. Blue and yellow are the really common, popular ball colors. Red and green. Certainly, I think putting some apricorn trees dotted around the village will be definitely something to do. And right now, how are we looking with our materials? We've got 4 stacks of granite left. And we've got a little bit left in storage, but it might be that we need to go digging for more granite, which is not a sentence I was expecting to be saying. But granite's ended up being a very useful block this time, and that'll be key to this village, I think. I think more than anything, the pathing in this village will be granite, and then whatever we make our next build would have a different path sort of around the town. A little bit like how in the Pokemon games there's a bit of a different sort of colour theming in that sort of way. Then we can also collect all the stuff that ended up in here. So it's all kept together. That's all the regular dirt. Coarse dirt can go in there. And that as well. Is there anything in here? Oh, the dripstone blocks. We'll move those in because you never know. Dripstone might come in handy. So yeah, that is where we're going to end today's stream. We got a good bit of building progress done. So we're going to pick up where we left off tomorrow. Finish as much as we can until supply runs out. And then we get to figure out where do we go for more granite. And it might also be a case of, do we want to start looking at our stone supply, which we have plenty of really, and think about making a new round of interesting looking fencing, a bit of terraforming as needed, because down here we were going to fill that in, I think. I mean, there's the option to completely open it up and just fill it more with water, but because obviously it's like trickles all the way back here, like obviously part of this has fallen in or dried over the years, but no, I think I'll fill this in. And once we've got this filled in, evened out a bit, I think that's going to go a long way to make it better. But we're going to get rid of this middle hump and go from there. So we'll see how it all works out. Please join me tomorrow, same time again, about 2:30 p.m. British summertime. If there are any delays, I will put a note, a pinned comment on my channel, and we will continue from there. So have a lovely day, be it morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.